Howdy campers, welcome to our Wednesday math lesson. Today we're going to be rounding some numbers all to the nearest hundredths place. So we're going to do a little review on rounding, and then you guys are going to go on out to save those sun bears from their next region. All right, let's start with the number in the hundredths place. So 657, let's say. All right, so my first thing that I want you to do is you're going to underline the digit that you're going to be rounding to. So in the directions, it will say round to the nearest hundred. So I underlined the hundreds place. This digit is either going to stay the same or it's going to go up by one. And his next door neighbor is going to tell him what to do. It's kind of bossy. Okay, so if the neighbor is 0 through 4, we're going to stay on the floor. That means that this digit is going to stay the same. But if it's 5 through 9, that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it's going to go up by 1. So this 5, it would tell the 6 to go up. So 6 is going to round up to 7, and everything to the right of the underlined digit turns into a big old fat 0. So we've got 2 digits. That means that we need 2 zeros. So 657 rounds up. The nearest hundred is 7. So basically what we're doing is deciding what the nearest hundred is. Is 657 closer to 700 or 600? And because that neighbor to the right of it was a 5, it tells us to round up. So it's closer to 700. Okay, let's try another example. All right. Let's try one in the thousands place this time. So 7,452. But we're still going to be rounding to the nearest hundred. So we underline that hundreds place. That is the digit that's either going to stay the same or it's going to go up. And the neighbor right to the right of him is going to tell him what to do. He's to the right because he's always right, never wrong. So if the neighbor on the right, who's always right, is 0 through 4, this 4 is going to stay the same. But if it's 5 through 9, we're going to go up by 1. Since the neighbor is a 5, that 4 is going to round up to 5. Everything to the right of the underlined digit is going to turn into a big old fat 0. We've got 2 digits, so we've got 2 zeros. And anything to the left of the underlined digit always stays the same. So the nearest hundred to 7,452 would be 7,500. All right, campers, are you ready to try another example? I thought so. Okay. This time we're going to move up to the 10,000s place. Let's see. My favorite number is 13, so we'll say 13,741. And we're still rounding to the nearest hundred. So we underline the place that we're rounding to. The neighbor to the right, who is always right, is going to tell that underlined digit what to do. If it's 0 through 4, it's going to stay the same. If it's 5 through 9, it's going to go up by 1. 4 is 0 through 4, so the 7 is going to stay the same. But everything to the right of that underlined digit is going to turn into, you guessed it, a big old fat 0. We've got 2 digits, so we'll have 2 zeros. And anything on the left of the underlined digit just stays the same. So we have 13,700. All right, campers, are we ready to go into the 100,000s place? I know you can take on the challenge. Let's do it. Okay. We're going to say we have 457,121. And we're still rounding to the nearest 100. So we underline that digit that we're rounding to. The neighbor on the right is always right. He's going to tell us what to do. If the neighbor is 0 through 4, we're going to stay on the floor. That digit will stay the same. If it's 5 through 9, we're going to go up the vine. We're going to add 1. 2 is 0 through 4. So the 1 is going to stay the same. Everything to the right of the underlined digit turns into a big old fat 0. We've got 2 digits, so we've got 2 zeros. And everything to the left of the underlined digit just stays the same. So we don't have to change it. We just bring it on down. Don't forget that comma to separate the hundreds and the thousands. So 457,121 rounds to the nearest 100, 457,100. All right, should we go into the millions? Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to say we have 9,452,313. Even though we're in the millions, we're still going to be rounding to the nearest 100. So remember, none of this matters to the left of that underlined digit because we just bring that down. Nothing is going to change over here. We're just paying attention to the hundreds place and the neighbor to the right who's going to tell him what to do because he's always right. If it's 0 through 4, it's going to stay the same. 5 through 9, it's going to go up by 1. 1 falls into that 0 through 4, so it's going to stay on the floor. He's going to stay the same. Everything to the right of the underlined digit turns into a big old fat 0. We've got 1, 2 digits, so we've got 1, 2 zeros. And everything to the left of the underlined digit just stays the same. So our answer is 9,452,300. All right, campers, I can't wait to see how you do. Try your best. Make sure that you have a piece of paper and a pencil or a whiteboard and a marker. And I'll see you soon.